And it's like anything else I do. I snub them down, and I'll torque them up in a star pattern. Alright, I'm gonna have to set this motor down in order to do that because the motor's moving all over the place, so I have to set that motor down. I don't want to leave tension on it. I just don't want it rocking on me. Okay. Can't see nothing. I'll do it. Alright. It's 50. It's 50. 50. 50. You imagine me hitting it with that little ratchet on, I'm almost right up to 50. Okay. There's 60, 60, 60, 60, 60. All right, I'm gonna go 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, okay, make sure I didn't miss any. I'm going to go around the clock. That's where you go around in a circle. I try to do it in a star pattern. I want to make sure I didn't miss any. Right now I got 70. We're going to, I think 80. No, I think we're going to 80. There's 80. There's 80. There's 80. There's 80. 80. Alright, now I'm going to go around the clock. There's 80. Just to make sure I didn't miss any. There's 80. There's 80. There's 80. There's 80. See, I missed that one. It moved. There's 80. 80. Let me go around one more time. 80. 80. 80. 80. Okay. Alright, so our flex plate is torqued down 80 pounds. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look it up in the book to make sure that I got my foot pounds that I'm supposed to torque the flex plate to. I think it's between 70 and 80 pounds. But I'm going to double check in the book because, you know, I'm at this point. I'm pretty sure it's between 70 and 80. So I'll be back in a second. Hello again, this is John. Yes, I was pretty close. The flex plate bolts or flywheel bolts, depending on if you got a stick shift, if you got automatic. Got a stick shift, it's flywheel. If you got automatic, it's flex plate. Same thing. It's according to the Chiltons, it's 75 to 85 pounds. And right now I got them torqued at 80, but I'm gonna write 85 pounds on the flex plate. That way, next time I don't have to go and look it up in the book. Alright, so just for the fun of it, I'm going to torque it to 85. The torque to 80 now. I'm going to go to 85. Just because I can. 50. There's 85. Yeah, it didn't even move. That one moved a little bit. That one didn't move. Alright, I'm going to go around the clock. No. No. That one moved a little bit. That one didn't move. That one. That one move. Yeah, it didn't move. Okay, she's done. Alright, so now, let's get this transmission so you guys can see it. Now if you see this transmission, you'll see there's ears here. See the ears? The ears have to line up with the flex plate. If you don't have these in the right location, then it won't come together. If you do try to mate it together, you might break something. So, bring it in like this, and then I turn the torque converter to match the flex plate. And I can kind of see by the outline of the dirt where it was at. Just like that. And I can see that the motor has to come up to meet the transmission. So was come up with the motor. Screw the other up. Okay, something like that. So I'm gonna go get the bolts to put this thing together. Here's my bolts. Once again, it's ARP 300 series stainless steel. This is like grade 11, so this is what I use. These are my bell housing to motor bolts. So what we'll do is it's kind of tip forward. So I'm gonna bring it up a little bit past where I'm supposed to go. Just a little bit. And I think I'll put all the bolts there, except for one. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of push the back of the motor down a little bit and kind of line one of the bolts up. And then screw it in at the same time. Just like that. Just like that. I'm going to take one more and do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. This side needs to be, yep, I'm going to push down a little bit. As I push down, it kind of comes in on its own. So right now I'm not forcing anything together. Like I say, you don't force anything. You gotta reach underneath to make sure that converter moves. I hear the play in the converter, and I know I'm okay. I know I'm okay because I got play in the converter. If the converter is bound, then you know something's wrong. Is it 7/16? Okay. And now there's two dowels here, one on each side of the transmission. And you kind of look at the dowels. You kind of got to make sure they look like they're lined up. Well, mine look pretty good. So I'm just going to pull it in nice and easy. You kind of look at the dowels. I'm going to make sure that they're both coming together at the same time. So what I just did now is I made sure that both of my dowels are started. And they are, both the dowels are started. You got to feel and see if the converter is still loose. Converter's still loose. And then I just pulled the bolts right up in. Now it's closed together. It's completely closed. So now I gotta make sure my converter's still. So I still got play in the converter. Converter still moves. And this gap's closed. It's actually now mated. Now all I gotta do is put the rest of the bolts in. These get torqued down to 50 foot-pounds. And you make sure that you get all the bolts started before you torque anything down. Don't torque anything down until you get all the bolts started. And remember, like I said, we're not going to put this in the car with the starter, and you can put the starter in later. It'll go right in, no problem. So no starter and no oil filter. I know we primed the motor. The oil filter's off now. So no starter and no oil filter. Now that they're all started, I snug them up. So according to the manual, it's 50 to 60 pounds. I kind of made a little mess here because I had to take out my oil filter. I gotta get a rag. Got a little leak. The motor's, it's peeing like a little dog. Peeing all over the floor. It's leaving this little trail. Remember, I can tighten up the flex plate once it's in the car, so I don't have to tighten up the flex plate now. As long as the holes are lined up, I'm okay. I'm going to double check just to make sure the holes are lined up, but I know they have to be. Yep, holes are lined up, and I just was able to take the torque converter and slide it forward a little bit. So I know I got a little bit of gap there. If I push the torque converter back, it comes back about, looks to me about, it slides back in the transmission about, looks to me about a 1/16 of an inch, which is exactly what you want. You want a 1/16 of an inch of play in between when your transmission it's completely butted up, the motor is torqued up. You want to be able to take that converter, even though it's all bolted together, you want to be able to take that torque converter and be able to push it back a 1/16 and push it forward a 1/16. You got to have at least some play in there. It doesn't have to be a 1/16, could be a little less, but there has to be play in there. And that's what I do. I pushed it this way, it goes back about a 1/16, pull it forward about a 1/16. And that's why I got this mid plate in here, to give me that gap, to give me that play in between the flex plate and the torque converter. So I can take the torque converter, push it back, pull it forward, push it back, and it's got movement. Even though this is all torqued up, it's still got movement. That's what you have to have, or else you'll burn out the transmission and burn out the torque converter. Okay. Now, I know it's 7/16. We're going to torque it down to 50 to 60 foot-pounds. And just like everything else I do, I start small and work my way up. So I'll start at 30. There's 30. You see how I go from one side to the other? 30. There's 30. Go to 40. I'll work my way back down. 40. There's 40. 40. There's 40. 40. Okay, let's go to 50. There's 50. Actually, I think I'm only going to 50 because it feels pretty tight. There's 50. 50 feels like a lot. 50. 50. 50. 50. Okay. Check one more time. 50. 50. 50. 50. 50. 50. It feels like a lot. Okay, well, here it is. Here, my version of a Boss 302 C4 automatic transmission, reverse pattern dog body. So, guess what's next? Well, let's see. Basically, the transmission and the motor goes up to the size I can get it, and then I'm bringing that Mazda Miata in and dropping it in it. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do right now. What I gotta do is I gotta have a tilt. I gotta have a tilt on this motor. Big tilt. In order to get it in. So in order to get that tilt, I gotta kind of block it up a little bit so I can loosen the chain. I can loosen this chain, put that tilt on it. This chain's got to be up around here. Let's go down. Go down a little bit. See if I can't put a little tilt on it without it crashing. That'd be bad. So right about there, I think, is where we want to be. Right about there. I don't got one of them fancy engine lifts. You know that thing where you crank it and it changes the angle of the... This is poor man's garage. I can't afford that. So I go in just like that. I gotta make sure I got them bolts all the way in so that so this motor don't fall. So I make sure the bolts are all the way in. They are. They're all the way in. They got big gigantic washers on this chain here, so I know they're not going to come through. It's got a little bit of a weird tilt on it. I don't know if I like that or not. It does have a little bit of a tilt to it, don't it? Yep, in she goes. Yeah, alright. Notice I here on the tail shaft of the transmission. Let me show you a few things here. the tail shaft of the transmission, I got an old training yoke. Okay, I got an old training yoke, and I got it stainless steel wire here, and it's wired so that all the transmission fluid don't come out of it. And this dipstick, I could even pull this out now. See, I could pull this dipstick out for the transmission. All I do is pull it, comes right out. See, pull it, see how it comes right out. But I can leave it in. Doesn't hurt to leave it in, so I leave it in. So I'll push it back in. And this is this is my air breather. All right, so this is the air breather. See, traditionally you got an air breather here. Normally it's got like a little valve on it, but I was having problems with the fluid coming out, so I made this hose and I put it way up in the car, and that way transmission fluid don't come spurting out of the overflow valve when it heats up, or I'm doing hard cornering or hard acceleration. So that's why that looks like that. Anyways, well, that's what she looks like. All right, let's put it in. Let's see if we can get it to fit. So like I said, up to the roof it's got to go. I'll bring the car in. Gotta take it to the top. That's the tilt I got on, about like that, I guess. Yep. You guys see that? Doesn't look like you're able to see that. Oh yeah, you guys can see that. Oh yeah. Let's get rid of this. There's this. Whoops. Got a leak. Where's it coming from? No, it's coming out of my speedometer. It's coming out of my speedometer. My little speedometer tube. That's not good. A leak here. So this is live here. It's not like you know, I do something once, and if I screw up, I don't put it on there for you guys. No, this is the real world. If I screw up, watch what I do and don't do it. Learn from my mistakes. Anyway, so there's a little hole that the speedometer goes into, and I forgot to plug it up. And I got transmission fluid coming out. So like I said, all the stuff that I did do, it's all live. I don't go back and try to redo something or anything like that. So however you see it, that's how I did it. If I screwed up, I'm gonna show you guys what I screwed up. But yeah, so we got a little leak there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some plug it up with a paper towel. And I'll take care of it. No big deal. I'll just put it on the paper towel. If I can. I think I can. Huh? A little too small. Let's see if I can stuff this paper towel in here enough to stop a leak. Yeah, I think. Well, that'll do it. So when you guys do this thing, make sure you plug up your speedometer hole, or else you're gonna have transmission fluid coming on. Okay. Oh. Now I gotta bring the lift down. Alright. That's the deal. Down the lift's gotta come. So now I gotta get the lift past the transmission, past the motor. So I might have to get the lift kind of close, and then maybe move the motor as I come down with it. I gotta look to see if she's gonna clear. Tell you what, it's gonna be really close. I just don't remember. I think I had the motor facing. No, I think it's gonna clear. I just give it a little twist, about like that. I think that motor's gonna clear. The way it's close. If all else fails, I'll spin it another way. Oh yeah. It's like I knew what I was doing. Yeah. That's because I do know what I'm doing. Well, let's get this garbage bag out of here. Before I set the lift on the garbage bag. See that okay? So this is my fancy lift. Sorry fellas, but it's slow. It ain't no Speedy Gonzales, that's for sure. Anyways, this looks like a good spot for me to continue on going all the way up with it. Gotta take it up to the penthouse. You guys see that? You guys see where I'm at? Yeah, let's move it up a little bit. How's that? Okay. So you gotta go all the way up to the top. Okay. Now, I'm gonna spin the motor. Just like that. Keep spinning. It's like finding Nemo. Keep swimming. Keep swimming. Keep spinning. Keep swimming. Oh, I'm just gonna hold it just like that. Right? Just like that. Okay. Sorry, fellas, it takes a long time. This is a poor man's garage lift. I think this thing was like $1,500, and it's probably 20 years old. So it takes a little bit of time, but it does a good job. I had any problems with it. But I check it often. I check all the pulleys. I check the cables. I check everything on the lift. So don't never get under a motor. You never know. I want to be dead. Never get anything. Never get under anything that's hanging like that. So what I'm gonna do, since it's taken such a long time, you know where we're at. I gotta go to the bathroom. And my next move is I'm gonna roll in that Mazda Miata. I'm gonna put that motor in. I'll see you soon.